For the love of God, call Yordan Alvarez up. What are we waiting for? He's got like 30 hits in 2 games in Corpus Christi. I'm exaggerating a lot there, but he's basically 7 for 8 since his start in AA. I suppose AAA is more difficult, but he's clearly ready. It doesn't seem like the inflammation's hurting him anymore. What are we doing? Let's make this happen. Put Yordan on the Major League squad so the more runs can be scored by this team that has one of the best batting averages in baseball. It's top 7 and has one of the worst runs scored in all of baseball, which is bottom 10. What are we doing? Call Yordan up. Why are we wasting time with the Corpus Christi Hooks? Is there someone in the Astros organization who's betting a lot of money on the Corpus Christi Hooks these last couple of games? Let's make an investigation into that. Yordan needs to get out of Corpus Christi. I don't care if that ballpark is scenic and has like a bridge that you can see in the outfield. I've never been to Corpus Christi. I'd prefer to never go to Corpus Christi for the remainder of my life. It seems like too far of a drive to go to a beach. But all that said, I want Yordan to be driven, flown by car, flown by private jet, flown by helicopter, although helicopters are a little dicey. Helicopters make me nervous, but I want Yordan at wherever the Astros are playing tonight, which is Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland.
I think a helicopter ride's probably a little much to Camden.
Yeah, you probably have to stop a couple of times.
Yeah. But I'm with you. Why is he not? He should come up.
Helicopter to George Bush to Baltimore. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Yeah, why not? Let's get it done.
What are we waiting for?
He's stealing bases in the minors, Paul.
Yes, he stole bases.
He can play in the
He
majors.
actually stole a base. I was shocked by that. And everyone was like, you can't steal bases, Yordan. You might destroy all of the bones in your body, because he has like bonitis in the eyes of many because of all the weird injuries he's suffered and times that he's left games due to stuff like, I don't know, smoke from fireworks. So certainly some reasons to take a look at Yordan and say, hey, man, can you get back out there? You know who's back out there? Back in the major leagues for the first time in quite some time. And by quite some time, I mean a couple of months. But you would have thought he was in the major leagues. 37-year-old reliever Craig Kimbrell is back. The Astros signed him yesterday. How have things been going for Craig Kimbrell? Well, they're not very good. They're not. I don't know how many people heard about Craig Kimbrell's time with the Atlanta Braves, which is what ESPN lists him as playing for, but he has pitched 1 inning this season. It was against the New York Mets. He gave up a hit, a walk, and he did have a strikeout. He pitched 1 inning, and then he was immediately DFA'd. I want to know what he did. I mean, it's not like he had a Joe George's favorite pitcher ever, Blair Henley kind of a game, you know?
Now I'm really back.
He didn't Blair Henley the bleep out of it. He just had 1 inning, and I mean, hey, why is he in the minors for like 2 months? It's Craig Kimbrell. I get it. He's 37. He's not the same guy anymore, but and I know that things have not been the same for him for a while. We're talking all the way back to 2021. So we're talking 4 years of not being the Craig Kimbrell that you recognize him and are like, hey, that guy's a good closer, I think. But I don't know. Like he only got 1 inning of work. What did he do?
Yeah, so he's, 50? I think it's 51 innings he's pitched in the minors this year.
Yes.
Ari tweeted it last night. He has 39 strikeouts on the season in the minors between the Rangers and the Braves.
Did he post that?
Ari Alexander did.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
I was about to say, it's like, if he's flexing about minor league stats, that's not a good sign. Okay.
So, like, I guess, I mean, so he's been fine in the minors.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when I saw this last night, it broke during my show, and I was like, what are they doing?
Right.
It reeks of desperation.
I'm not going to go that far. Look, I think it's buying a lottery ticket, and, hey, screw it. You're doing something to address your lack of bullpen depth. You have to do something. But I am expecting this to help the Astros out in the same way that if the Powerball is still over $500 million when I buy it later tonight, 1 ticket, $2, in the same way that I'm hoping that's going to save all of my, fix all of my problems in my life. Like, it's not going to happen, you know? It's wishful thinking. But they did do something, and I can respect that they did something. Also, there is another note to make, and it makes me think about the Astros training staff, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in Astros ER. But for those who don't know, remember when Taylor Trmelll suffered what seemed to be a very serious injury in the midst of that Astros-Orioles game where Fromber crapped the bed? Well, Taylor Trmelll has been put on the injured list with a cervical muscle strain. They brought Bryce Matthews up to replace him. And I have a serious question, and it's going to sound patronizing and condescending. But are we sure that the Astros know the difference when it comes to cervical between the neck region? Because cervical, it refers to two main meanings. I'm not a doctor. I come from the house of a learned one. It's the neck region, consists of the 7 vertebrae connecting to the skull and the rest of the spine, or it can refer to the female cervix, which is in the lower narrow part of the uterus. They're both neck-like passages. They're both called cervical. So he has a cervical strain, and my hope is that the Astros are not going to look at Taylor Trmelll knowing he has a cervical strain and saying to themselves all of a sudden, wait, he doesn't have a hoo-ha. How could he strain his cervix? And I do not trust these people. I don't. Not them at all. Not one little bit. And Taylor shouldn't either. Get a second opinion. They're going to tell you you have a uterus, sir. Like, go and get a second opinion. These people are Dr. Frankenstein caliber. And that means bad. Not like, I mean, Dr. Frankenstein, freak. But, I mean, he did create a living body out of a dead body. And then the guy had some issues and, like killed his wife and his kids and all that stuff, which happens. It happens from time to time when you use a cadaver to create life, play God. It happens. But he was actually a good doctor. These Astros doctors, I don't know, could I diagnose this? Could Joe diagnose this? Could Sean Mapes back in Mission Control diagnose this? Could I do a better job with an El Tiempo margarita in my system? These are fair questions to ask because of how bad they've been this year. So I don't trust them that they know the difference between a cervix and cervical stuff, wherever the hell that is in your neck or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust them. Like when they first did X-rays, I saw it and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know it was part of the neck bone.
I didn't either.
Or whatever.
Well, the neck bone's connected to the head bone. The head bone's connected to the bones.
Yep.
Them bones.
Them bones.
The song. It's a song, yeah. I'm a doctor. By doctor, I mean I am in the same house.
You're a doctor adjacent.
Till I was 14, I lived in the house of a future doctor.
Yeah, I think like you're more qualified to diagnose injuries from the social media landscape than
for sure.
Like Jeremy.
Ooh, interesting.
He's not doctor adjacent.
No, that's true. He's not. Dr. Branham. He does have a voice though that makes me trust him, even though he's a bit of a troll online. Just
a bit?
Just a bit of a troll.